I'll say good morning to our viewing audience, and we're chatting with Mary. And forgive me, Mary, your last name. Why don't I Dunlop? No,
Dunlop, yes.
it is Dunlop. Okay, so everyone, we're chatting with Mary Dunlop at St. Andrew's Church in Wellington, where they have the What-Not Thrift Shop. And a thrift shop, it can be an interesting way of getting involved or engaged with your community. So wanted to learn a little bit more about this. Mary, I think the shop's been in operation for a long time there in Wellington. Can you tell us a little bit about the history of the What-Not shop?
I can. It was started in 1971 or 72.
Wow.
Reverend David Hawkins and Miss Annie Harrington are the ones that started it, and make a little bit for the church. I think at that time they charged 5 cents, 10 cents, maybe a quarter for stuff, which is very, very. I remember coming up here because my oldest daughter is 52, and I used to come up and buy some nice thing, and I'd make her an outfit out of it. I just take it all apart and sew her an
Yeah.
outfit up. And at that time, I said, things might have been a quarter,
Yeah.
10, 15 cents, not very much. And they were
Yeah.
only open one day a week,
Hmm.
Thursdays, 2 to 4 and 7 to 9. And it
Okay.
was all run by volunteers, still is to this day.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
Now we're open a lot more now. We're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays now for
Oh,
2-hour stints at a time.
okay.
And it's all volunteers. Like,
Amazing.
very, very well run, I think.
Okay.
Yes. I would like to open another day too, if possible, but I
Well,
don't
when you're
know.
working with volunteers, it's
Anything else you would?
some limitations. I was going to comment that in my home parish, we have a thrift shop, but it's not connected to our church particularly. They're a neighbor, and they're open 5 days a week, and they've been there for about 10 years. But I think they just celebrated the millionth dollar of money that they had turned over to
Wow.
organizations in the community, to charitable organizations. So
Oh, yeah.
volunteer run, and the money that they make they share with charity. But they've made, so in 10 years they've made in excess of $1 million that they could turn over after they'd covered their rental expenses and so on. So it can
Yeah.
be a significantly, I think, lucrative
Oh,
effort.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I think so too. Uh, as I said,
I
it's been here for a long time. So, and still going very strong. We get lots of donations. First thing you have to have is some place to have it. And it's
Yes.
better if it's rent free, which ours
Yep.
is
Of course.
kind of. I think they do charge us for hydro and, that kind of stuff
Yep.
in
Okay.
their calculations. But I think
And
last year, and we only charge $1 an item usually,
wow.
sometimes a little more for other things. But I
Yep.
think we made about 8,500 last year,
Wow.
which is, a lot for 8 hours a week, I guess, which isn't
Yes.
very,
Yes.
it isn't very many hours,
No, but it's pretty
but,
impressive. And what
and they
happens?
say we're doing better this year.
Yes. And what happens to that
Pardon
revenue?
me?
What do you do with the revenue? Does it go to the church?
It all, it all goes to the church, and then
Okay.
they decide what
Yeah.
they're going to do with it. I can't remember what it was originally set up for, but I think Mrs. Annie Harrington set it up for some specific reason, that they were supposed to go towards something in the church. Um, but I can't remember what it is. If my mother was here, she would know. She
No
worked it a
problem.
lot too.
There you
Um,
are. I'm
but
wondering,
we have a drop.
yeah, a Dropbox for donations.
Yes, just outside the back door,
Okay.
which is,
And those come from the community, I guess, not just parishioners, I'm guessing.
oh no, it comes from all over. Like some
Yeah.
people will phone and say, "Are you open today?" And from Belleville, even they'll come and give it to us because they know it goes to the church. And I think the church actually gave out about, I can't really remember how much, but I think it was $7,000 to different. They have to apply for it.
different charities in the community.
Yes,
Wonderful,
yes.
wonderful. And there's some other things that you do too, I think, with uh, families that are in need or families that have had a fire, that sort of thing. Am I correct?
They get whatever they need. They're just given a garbage bag and said, "Here, help yourself." And we also have it's a little card system we have set up with the food bank. If they present the card here with us, they get whatever they have for free.
Oh, fabulous. Okay.
And it's, I mean, the food bank, it's ever. And it's worked out fairly well too. We also cut up squares for the Humane Society, the cat house.
Ah,
Instead of them having to use paper towels, they use flannelette sheets cut up in 6-inch squares. And we've done that for years.
yeah, okay.
We also we also have a farmer that comes in and gets all our old towels, and I suppose they use them for rags for the farm machinery or
Hmm.
that, but they always give us a generous donation for them for the towels.
Tremendous.
And we also have a lady that works here that does up backpacks for the migrant workers. So whatever
Ah,
she needs, she can get it here and put it in her bags. And she does, I don't know, 50 or 60 of them, I think.
mhm.
Like that's
Well,
usually in the spring that she does that.
of course. That's wonderful, though, in
But
terms of
it seems
that.
like we have a little, oh, yes, yes. And I think that's what we are. That's why we do not charge. I think our most expensive rack, which is not anymore, was $3 an item, which is not very much, but you still make money and you make someone happy too,
Absolutely.
you know.
So, what would you say are the biggest lessons learned in this experience? And given that it's been over 50 years, or put another way, what advice would you offer to a church or a parish that might be thinking about establishing a thrift shop?
Well, if they get it out to their congregation first and then reach out and maybe I put little ads in our paper, our little Wellington Times, if we're having a bag sale, or sometimes I'll just put it in because it hasn't been in for a
Hmm.
while. And otherwise, you put it in the Picton Gazette, it costs too much money. So we don't do that. But
Yes.
we're quite well known around the county, especially Wellington area. And we
Okay.
have a nice big sign out too. Uh,
Mhm.
What-Not Thrift Shop. Yeah. Because we
Yeah,
changed it. No one knew what a What-Not shop was.
of
So we
course.
put thrift
So you
on the
had
end of.
going to say that again. The other thing I was
Okay.
trying to say is how important partnerships are. It sounds like the veterinary clinic, the farmer that uses the towels and so on. Some of the other ones that you mentioned. That seems to be an important part too of
Oh,
having it.
yes. Yes, I
Yeah.
think so too. And as I have a bucket in the back for the farmers and a
Mm.
box for the flannelette that I give. There used to be a lady that worked down here. She's in a nursing home now. She just turned 92.
Yeah.
And she cut up squares out of flannelette and they were perfect, perfect squares. And she tied them all up in bundles and we took them out and she can't do it anymore, but her daughter's doing it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of passed down one generation. And I think the
Yeah.
cat house
Yeah.
has about 300. It's the Humane Society. I think it has over 300 cats.
Yes. Super. Okay. Well, let's have a quick look. Give us a quick
So
peek at the shop,
yeah.
and
Okay.
and
Let's see if I can.
okay. And this is the downstairs of the
This
church,
is
the basement of the.
our, I'll try and tip it. This is our book corner over here. I'll try and get out of the light things.
Okay. I'm not sure how well the video is capturing this.
Can you
It it may be easier to just kind of describe what the main
picture
areas are.
framed? I don't know what I'm into. Ladies section and a men's section.
Okay, ladies and
And
men's.
it's like it's pretty full too.
Yeah, it looks like you have lots of
And
merchandise.
well, we have dishes and
Yeah,
oh yes, we do. We pack it in too. Let me tell
yeah.
you.
It makes me wonder
And we
about
have
other
children's.
parishes that have space like this that they're not using. I know that's the case in our home parish. We have a downstairs that's really not well used. So
Uh,
terrific.
yeah. Well, I think it's a good thing because it's this is our children's. I don't know whether you can see
Children's
it or
book.
not. Those lights are terrible,
Yeah.
but they're.
I'm sure they're good for the store.
Oops.
So terrific. Well, Mary, thank you very, very much
Oh
for
yes, the kids can